Now, after the unexpected death of the queen that never was, and Aemond deciding to deep fry his own brother, we get to deal with the consequences and the aftermath of what happened at Rook's Rest. Now, with that major battle at the end of last week's episode, they removed 2 dragons from the board, wiped Sunfire and Meleys. Now, this must have been Aemond's brilliant idea to parade Meleys through the streets of King's Landing. Now, instead of inspiring, you actually strike fear into the people. People see this as a bad omen because, I mean, if you remove something the size of a dragon off the battlefield just like that with ease, they basically realize that they're just a pawn on the chessboard and they're going to get caught in the crossfire. And I mean fire. Now, guys, I'm not going to waste any time. I want to talk about Aemond. Aemond is quickly becoming the show's scariest character. He is the main antagonist now. The guy just exudes evil, and you have Vhagar. It's a brutal combination, guys, and it's a superpower in terms of how you look at the playing field. This guy is the one that everybody looks at like, you know what, if we want to win this thing, if we want to get Rhaenyra back on the throne, this is the guy we're going to have to remove. Now, after watching this week's episode, I am 100% convinced that he did that with purpose, where he decided to just turn his brother into deep fried sushi. Crazy. He shows no emotion. There's no empathy. There's no sympathy. The guy is calculated. He's focused. He is just focused on winning the war. That's his main reason for doing what he's currently doing. And then you have Cole on his side as well. And there's an interesting conversation where his sister basically asks him one question while he's staring at the Iron Throne. Was it worth the price? Because she knows. She sees things ahead of the time and before they even happened. So she knew exactly what happened there. And this is getting scary, guys. Now, with the king out of action, somebody needs to step in. They need to show strength. The queen was convinced it was going to be her because she's like, no, I've done it before and my husband knows. The unfortunate thing now is your husband is no more. Viserys is gone. Your dad is gone. Peace has gone. And everybody's just hungry for power, fire and blood. So the council pushed the queen one side. Allicent, we don't need you. We need Aemond. And now putting Aemond in charge, guys. Whew. That is handing a child a rocket launcher. Look, the guy already has a rocket launcher when it comes to Vhagar, but giving him power just, and he's so calculated. The guy already knew what he wanted to do. Cut off the rat catches from the damn walls. The guy knows what he's doing. Aemond aside, guys, the one conversation that I find interesting. Now, I said in last week's review of last week's episode that I hope that Cole actually knows the severity of what's going on. And he was definitely shocked out of his boots, steel boots. And he has a conversation with Allicent and he basically says, you know, we handed over the war to dragons. I saw armor melting. You know, so the guy is afraid. And I mean, if you have to choose a side, which side are you going to choose? You're going to choose the side of Aemond Targaryen because the guy himself is brutal. You add Vhagar into the mix. I'd rather have him rule, but at what cost? What personal cost? So there's a lot of questions here that needs to be answered, guys. And wow. What an episode. And then you have the sea snake mourning his wife. And he also gets handed the opportunity to become Rhaenyra's hand. Now, Rhaenyra, she's in a difficult position, guys, you know. You are in a position where you have to send people to fight your battle. They have to fight for your cause, and you just sit back. You just have to sit back and watch people die. And I can only imagine how difficult that is. And you have Emma Darcy absolutely playing this role to perfection, and it makes things difficult. The fact that Daemon is out doing her own thing and she's trying to keep things from sinking into abyss. Now already, like I said, 2 dragons have been removed, and the Black's biggest dragon, Meleys, is gone. You know, Meleys was the biggest, and then you have Caraxes after that. So it definitely leaves them in an awkward position, which actually she decides to devise a plan, you know, to get people in that is a part of their bloodline to actually get some of the dragons that don't have riders. Risky, very risky, but this is war. And you need people on your side. You need to have an advantage because Vhagar is an unmovable object, and I think you need like 3 dragons to take down Vhagar, and that's not going to be easy. So from Rhaenyra's standpoint, things are pretty stagnant. There's more than one way to fight a war, which is the truth. So I'd like to see how that whole thing unfolds. I'm not going to dive into that because it's still shrouded in mystery. And I think the weakest plot line of the show so far has been Daemon's storyline. You know, at certain points it feels like it's just dragging or it's just pushing the runtime along. But this week there was a lot more significant things happening. He deep fried people as well. Like, he wants to get people on his side for his cause, but he wasn't expecting people to die so willingly. Basically, the guys are just like, you know what? Just deep fry me, dude. I don't care. I'm not going to fight for you. So there's a lot of things going on with Daemon, the flashbacks, and, you know, I like to see the pace increase on his storyline. Hopefully from next week's episode, things get a little more interesting on his side. It's clear that things are going to get out of hand, guys. This is a bit of a slow burner episode. I think that is the route that the show's definitely going to go. Remember, guys, we can't have all-out battle scenes every week. That would just be crazy. We need to get to strategy, going back to the drawing board, deciding what's the next move. And I feel like you're going to have those huge battle scenes, epic sequences, and then you're going to have the small scenes, like the slow burner episodes. You know, this is a mid-season episode. It doesn't actually feel like a filler episode. Some would call it a filler episode, but there's a lot of significant things that happen in this episode, and I'd love to see where things go from here, guys. And I'm really enjoying the show, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This is a brilliant show. You know, Olivia Cook and Emma Darcy, Allicent, and Rhaenyra are supposed to be the main characters of the show, but this season you can definitely see Aemond and Aegon moving into the forefront, and it's brilliant to watch, guys. It's brilliant to watch, and it's brilliant to see Olivia Cook play Alicent and, you know, slowly come to the realization that she is just walking around in a castle now. She is no longer needed. The men have decided, and with that happening, you know, you can already tell that in her mind, she's contemplating if she did the right thing by putting Aegon on the throne. If she didn't do that, Rhaenyra would have just been a better queen. They could have basically even ruled side by side. The realm would have been at peace. But because you have pride and you've already decided my son is the one, you're going to have to deal with the consequences. And the ball is definitely in your court. You had a big part in what happened here. You have to take responsibility for that. And now the queen that never was. I'm still sad, guys. She was a brilliant character. I love the character, Rhaenys. She should have just deep fried everybody, you know. in season 1. The opportunity was there to do it. She didn't take it. She should have done it. She should have just fried everybody and none of this would have happened. But there is a lot of things that you can look at and blame for starting this war. But either way, guys, once things have been set in motion, it's going to happen regardless. And this is where we are at, guys. The dance of the dragons. Massive, guys. Massive. I mean, with the success of this show, I actually would love HBO to do Aegon, the Conquest. You know, just do that show as a spin-off as well. You already have a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms coming out, but I want Aegon, the Conquest. That show must happen. And just get Henry Cavill in. Done. It's over. Let's go. Balerion, live action, done. Sign me up, guys. But another solid episode, guys. Another solid episode. Should be watching this show. Don't forget to comment down below. Please let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, guys. That's it for me. I will definitely catch you on the next video.